Hello everyone! Welcome back to our IELTS Essential Vocabulary Lessons. We are on part 3, so we've got some different words and phrases for you today to do with different parts of the IELTS exam, so I hope you find this useful. Let's get started. The first section of words is going to be looking at some words for reporting trends. So this is particularly good for the task 1 of the writing in the academic paper, IELTS paper, where you might be given data in the form of bar charts, graphs, different types of data, either on their own, in combination with other types. There might be multi charts, for example, a line graph and a bar chart together. So these words can really help you when describing and reporting back on trends. Okay, the first word, increase. To go up or become greater in quantity or degree. The number of smartphone users increased by 15% between 2019 and 2020. Example 2. There was a noticeable increase in the sales of electric cars over the last year. Decrease now, so the opposite of increase, decrease. To go down or become smaller in quantity or degree. The unemployment rate decreased from 8% to 6% in the third quarter. Decreased rainfall in the region led to a water shortage crisis. So increase and decrease are really useful for describing trends over time or even in short spaces of time. Rise is another good word. To move upwards or go up in position or level. In 2020, global temperatures continued to rise, reaching new record highs. The rise in the stock market index was attributed to increased investor confidence. Fall. So again, we're doing the opposite of rise almost. This is to move downwards or go down in position or level. The fall in the price of oil had a direct impact on fuel costs for consumers. After the advertising campaign, there was a significant fall in website traffic. Growth now. What does this mean? This is the process of getting bigger or developing over time. The growth of the e-commerce sector is evident in the sales data. Population growth in urban areas has led to increased demand for housing. Decline. So again, the opposite of growth in a way, a decrease or reduction in quality, quantity or value. Similar to the decrease as well. The decline in manufacturing jobs has affected the local economy negatively. There has been a steady decline in traditional print media readership. Upsurge. Not the most usual word here, quite unusual actually. A sudden and significant increase or rise in something. There was an upsurge in demand for healthcare services during the flu season. The upsurge in online shopping was particularly noticeable during the holiday season. So this is similar to rise and increase, but this is more with a focus on the sudden aspect. Downturn. A period of negative economic growth or decrease in activity. The global economic downturn in 2008 had far-reaching consequences. The downturn in tourism had a severe impact on the hospitality industry. Surge. So we had upsurge. You can also use it on its own. And this is a sudden and powerful increase in something. So very similar in meaning. The surge in website traffic overwhelmed the server capacity. The stock market experienced a surge in trading activity due to positive news. Plummet. So we're going up and then we're going down with these words. So this is where there's a fall or drop, and it's done in a sharp way, so sharply and rapidly. The company's profits plummeted by 50% following the product recall. After reaching its peak, the stock price plummeted within minutes. Climb. So again, after coming down, we're coming back up now to go upward or increase steadily. The number of tourists climbing steadily in the spring months. Climbing global temperatures are a concerning environmental trend. So climb is not a fast motion, it's a bit on the slower side. Drop now. This is a fall or decrease, and this is often sudden. The drop in customer satisfaction ratings was attributed to poor service. Despite efforts, the company's market share continues to drop. Soar. So after going down, this is coming back up to rise rapidly to a great height or level, perhaps even a level not seen before in this particular context. The number of online shoppers soared during the Black Friday sales. After the announcement, the company's stock soared to an all-time high. Plunge. So we're going back down. This is to fall or drop suddenly and with force. The plunge in oil prices had a direct impact on fuel costs for consumers. After the scandal, public trust in the company's leadership plunged. Spike. A sudden and sharp increase in something, so we're going back up. There was a spike in daily COVID-19 cases after the holiday season. The spike in demand for winter clothing occurred during a cold snap. So again, quite sudden. Slump. A sudden and significant decline or decrease. The housing market experienced a slump in sales during the winter months. The slump in consumer spending was unexpected given the strong economy. Upswing, quite an unusual word again, an upward trend or increase in something. The upswing in the tech industry has led to increased job opportunities. The company's profits are on an upswing thanks to cost-cutting measures. Nosedive, so another quite unusual word to talk about the drop. So to fall or drop rapidly, similar to the steep descent of an aircraft. So it's often talked about with planes or aircrafts. The company's stock value took a nosedive following the CEO's resignation. After reaching its peak, the temperature nosedived overnight. Upward trend, so you can combine these words, some of them, with the word trend as well. A consistent and sustained increase over a period of time. There has been an upward trend in global temperatures over the past decade. The upward trend in online learning enrollment is expected to continue. Now, the opposite downward trend. A consistent and sustained decrease over a period of time. The downward trend in smartphone prices has benefited consumers. Downward trends in biodiversity can have ecological consequences. Okay, so those were words that you can use when analysing data, really useful for those kinds of situations, and also in the longer essay style questions when you're talking about particular trends. Now let's move into words for maps, so specific words regarding construction and development. Now this is an area in which I feel like students can often feel overwhelmed or not sure what words to use. So we'll go through them today and hopefully this will build confidence. So the first word, built. Example, the new housing development was built on the outskirts of the city. Several schools were built to accommodate the growing population. Constructed. A new bridge was constructed to ease traffic congestion. The shopping mall was constructed using sustainable materials. Developed. The downtown area is highly developed with modern skyscrapers. Over time, the region has developed into a technology hub. Established. The park was established as a recreational area for the community. So established, similar to created. The university was established in the late 19th century. Erected. A monument was erected in the central square to commemorate the historic event. The company erected a new manufacturing facility in the industrial zone. Assembled. The vehicles are assembled in the factory using advanced robotics. A team of experts was assembled to address environmental concerns. Installed. Solar panels were installed on the roofs of residential buildings to harness renewable energy. The government installed new traffic management systems at major intersections. Created. The artist created a stunning mural on the exterior of the museum. The software company created a user-friendly interface for its new application. Formed. The island was formed as a result of volcanic activity in the region. This is particularly useful for maps of islands, for example, Hawaii. A committee was formed to address environmental conservation efforts. Founded now. The town was founded by early settlers in the 18th century. The non-profit organization was founded with a mission to eradicate poverty. Raised. Funds were raised through a charity event to support local schools. So raised means collected, maybe fundraised as well. The flag was raised during the national anthem at the opening ceremony. Set up. The organisation set up a disaster relief centre to assist flood victims. A temporary medical clinic was set up to provide healthcare during the crisis. Inaugurated. The new mayor was inaugurated in a grand ceremony attended by dignitaries. The cultural festival was inaugurated by the mayor with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. So it almost means maybe welcomed or established in a sense. Initiated. The project was initiated to revitalise the historic district of the city. The government initiated a campaign to promote healthier eating habits. Completed. The construction of the new airport terminal was completed ahead of schedule. The renovation project was successfully completed, enhancing the historic building's appeal. Establishment. The establishment of the national park aimed to preserve the region's national beauty. Almost like the founding. The establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries led to increased cooperation. Infrastructural. The government allocated funds for infrastructural development, including road repairs. Infrastructural improvements in the city have reduced traffic congestion. So this means infrastructural, it means anything to do with buildings, almost like the architectural side of the city. Urbanized. Over time, the once rural area became urbanized due to population growth. So urbanization is when more people move in, houses, factories, companies, businesses. Urbanized regions often face challenges related to transportation and housing. Expansion. The expansion of the industrial park attracted several multinational companies. So if something expands, it grows bigger. The company announced plans for the expansion of its product line into international markets. Reconstruction. After the earthquake, the city underwent extensive reconstruction efforts. The reconstruction of historical landmarks is essential for preserving cultural heritage. So reconstruction is when something is built back up. It might be built up to look like how it used to look in the past, or maybe to improve something if something's been damaged, to rebuild it so that hopefully it doesn't become damaged again. Okay, so the last set of words is going to be about process diagrams, or in other words, sequencing, another area in which it can be tricky to find the right words to describe what you're seeing. So we'll have a look at those today. Initiate. To initiate the manufacturing process, raw materials are loaded into the machinery. The experiment was initiated with the introduction of a catalyst into the reaction vessel. So initiate means to start something. Commence. The production line will commence operation once quality checks are complete. The research project commenced with a comprehensive literature review. So again, this means to start, similar to initiate. Begin. The experiment began with the mixing of chemicals in a controlled environment. The project will begin with the collection of baseline data from the survey. Launch. The spacecraft launch sequence was carefully monitored by mission control. The company plans to launch a new product into the global market. Start. To start the data analysis, the software requires input of specific parameters. The construction phase will start with the excavation of the building site. Progress now. The research project progressed through various stages, including data collection and analysis. The assembly line steadily progressed as workers completed each task. So progress, how things are going. Advance. As we advance through the stages of production, quality control becomes crucial. Technological advancements in renewable energy have transformed the industry. Proceed. Once all safety checks were completed, the team could proceed with the experiment. The project will proceed with the development of a prototype. Move on to. After mastering basic vocabulary, students can move on to more complex language skills. The course will move on to the next module, which focuses on advanced topics. Conclude. How do things finish? The scientific study concluded with a summary of key findings and recommendations. To conclude the presentation, the speaker emphasized the importance of environmental conservation. Okay, so those were lots of different words and phrases today to help you with various different parts of the IELTS exam, including maps, sequencing, and task 1 with different sets of data. So I hope that was useful. You can use these words in a variety of different contexts as well, but they are particularly great for IELTS. Lovely to have you with us today, and we'll see you in the next lesson.